You guys, so I have a word for you, and this is so beautiful. So this is what I got, and I think I had got this like some days ago, but I never posted it. I only did like clips of it on social media, like on Instagram and TikTok. But as I was reading Luke 14, it really aligns and connect with Luke 18. And if you read Luke 18, basically the Lord is saying the same thing, and he is teaching his disciples to be in humility, take a humble position instead of trying to uplift yourself. And throughout like these two, like 14 and 18, that's what, he's telling them, like, hey, you guys, instead of you saying that you want to be first and things like that, be last, so God then can lift you up. So right here, I want to read this, and it says, so Luke 14, it says, when Jesus noticed that all who had come to the dinner were trying to sit in the seat of honor near the head of the table, he gave them this advice. And remember, the disciples was always with him, so he was teaching his disciples, preparing them, getting them ready for when he send them out, and getting them ready for when he leave and things like that. So it says right here, when you are invited to a wedding feast, don't sit in the seat of honor. What if someone who is more distinguished than you has also been invited? And then it goes on to say the host will come and say, give this person your seat. Then you will be embarrassed, and you will have to take whatever seat is left at the foot of the table. And it says, instead, take the lowest place at the foot of the table. Then you will, and it says, then will your host see you, he will come and say, friend, you have a better place for you. We have a better place for you. Then you will be honored in front of all the other guests. For those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. And then he goes on to say this in chapter 18. He explained the same thing, but in a different parable. And then it says right here, then he turned to the host. When you put a lunch on or a banquet, he said, don't invite your friends, brothers, relatives, and rich neighbors, for they will invite you back. And it says, and that you will be your only reward. That will be your only reward. Instead, invite the poor, the crippled, the lame, and the blind. Then at the resurrection of the righteous, God will reward you for inviting those who have not repaid you. So he then goes on to say the same thing in chapter 18. So this is what I got as I was reading it. It says, Jesus talks about humility and take he's telling us to take the low position and he give us a great example of humbleness, humility. And right now is that in this hour, like, the Lord wants us to humble ourselves. And the definition of humbleness is showing a modest, low estimate of one's own importance. And humility is a modest or low view of own importance, humbleness. And right here it says, take the low position, think about others instead of yourself. And yeah. And then right here it says, don't sit in the seat of honor. Don't be so quick. Don't seat yourself in the seat of honor, but take the low position. And don't be so quick to uplift yourself or talk highly of yourself. And it says right here, y'all bear with me, it's like, been a couple of days since I did this. But number 3, the last one is allow God to uplift you. James 4:10, it says, humble yourself before the Lord, and he will uplift you up in honor. So then right here, humble yourself and allow God to uplift you, and don't uplift yourself. And I hope this encouraged you and just brung you, like, some clarity of in this hour. But yes, humble yourself, and he corrects us in our wrong, and if we're wrong, he will correct us. So I really do hope that bless you, and may the Lord bless you and keep you. And this is the gospel.